I also want to talk about this moment because this is a really, really big moment.
No.
Okay, yes. So we need to find stuff to mix with chemicals. We just met Vincent. Oh. No, get out. Ah, okay. Wait, can we still get out, or is that like... Yeah, we can. Sorry. I don't know where we are. For some reason, the only thing in this fridge is liver. I hope it's not rotten. I have a feeling that unrefrigerated liver in a nasty, bloody shebang, probably rotten. Good thing we're not gonna eat it. I say this every single time. This noise, let's just take a second. One of my favorite noises. I don't understand ASMR. I was like, am I saying that right? But like, that makes me get it. No more cigarettes for me. I quit for good. I love that detail. I don't think a lot of people know that Heather smoked. Ooh. Atmosphere is so good. Is 4 really your favorite, Cortez? I played Silent Hill 4 once, and I didn't like it. That's a lie. I did like it. That's like a little dramatic to say that I didn't like it. I think I need to replay it because when I finished 4, I had like a new respect for it. Like, it's so jarring to go from playing 1, 2, and 3, where like the protagonist is like so fleshed out and such a big part of the character development of the story, to go to 4 where like Henry's the main character, but he's actually not the main character because it's Walter's story. So when I finished 4, I was like, oh, I actually appreciate this way more. So when we finish Silent Hill 3, it's gonna be my second time playing it, and I think that I'm gonna have a better time with it. Henry is just a dude. I also love that. Like, I love that about him. He's my favorite dude. We love regular dudes with one brain cell also. Also, that's Lisa's smile. For those of you who don't know that, Lisa Garland from Silent Hill 1. She's also in Origins and Shattered Memories. And a shocking turn of events, something that I joked about is what we need to do. Remember how I joked about like putting the liver in the trash can and setting it on fire? We are supposed to do that. Anybody ever use liver as a fire starter? Apparently super effective. Well, more Lisa. We made it, but I have bad news for everyone. It's time to be sad. I'm streaming.
Dad, I'm home. Listen, something really crazy's going on.
Speaking of dads, that was my father.
Dad? Dad?
I also want to talk about this moment because this is a really, really big moment.
No.
Look at how they my boy. Look at how they massacred my boy. I'm gonna let the rest of the cutscene play out, but I just want to talk about just like this is like one of those scenes that is somewhat lost in context and time because we know that's Harry. Cheers.
Why?
Girl, put on some shoes.
Avenged 17 years ago for one thing.
Get you for this!
What's that expression?
Is another reason. To fill your heart with hatred. You will birth a god and build an eternal paradise.
This is for not wearing shoes, bitch.
I'll be waiting where all begins. In the town of Silent Hill.
So, before we do this boss fight, I just want to talk about it. Harry's death scene is so poignant, not only because obviously we know and love Harry because we played him as a doting, wonderful father in the first one, but also because, like, at the time that this game came out, nobody knew that it was going to be a sequel to Silent Hill 1. So, like, imagine you've played 1, you've played 2, kind of your assumption about the series is, like, it's an anthology series, they're not going to make sequels, they're not going to do stuff like that. You meet Heather, you get into the game, and then you find out that Heather is the baby at the end of Silent Hill 1, and that Harry's her father, and Harry's dead. Like, I have chills, because I'm a loser, but I have chills because it's just so, the reveal is so shocking. And then we're gonna, after this boss fight, we're gonna get his note. Kick him in the ass. I'm so excited to read it because it's heartbreaking and it's beautiful. You can also send it in chat, but I'll probably more likely be able to see it because my keyboard's broken right now. Or not broken, it's unplugged, what am I saying?
Then don't say anything. I'm fine, so just get out of here and leave me alone already!
Calm down.
Calm down? How am I supposed to do that? My father is dead! He's murdered! Get out! This is all your fault! If it weren't for you...
I'm sorry.
Then totally
go!
post it in chat, don't worry about it.
To make you feel better, I will.
I'm sorry, Dad.
What do you do now?
I'm going to Silent Hill.
What's in Silent Hill?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of hell is waiting for me there, but I've got no other choice. I don't care about God or paradise. If that's what she believes, then fine. But she won't get away with what she did.
I love Heather's hair.
When I find her, I'll kill her myself.
Revenge doesn't solve anything.
No, I don't think I
Maybe not,
did.
But that's what I'm going to do.
How are you gonna get there?
None of your business.
Now I'm very
Give
curious.
you a ride.
What did they say?
I don't need your help.
Yeah, but it's too far to walk.
Very
Besides,
true, Jack. There's a
I'm
lot that we
partly
can relate to
responsible
in
for
these
it.
characters' pain. I think that's what makes the Silent Hill characters great,
I'll
because
bring
they go
the
through a
car
lot of
around
things and we
back.
can relate to parts of our
Come
lives.
by and we'll finish saying goodbye.
You know, you might
I'm scared
die
to see
too.
monkeys.
That's fine. Nobody's gonna cry over my grave.
Douglas makes me so sad. I feel like Douglas is a very forgotten about character. Alright, I'm sad about Harry. I love Harry. Harry is one of my all-time favorite characters. He's such a wonderful man. Okay. I guess this outside. Yes, I just tried to scratch my hand with my
Just met
teeth.
some guy named Vincent.
Why is Vincent just looking around? He's like
He's a friend of yours,
scuttling
right?
around. Means you're a rat.
I'm not sure.
He said when we get to Silent Hill to look for a guy named Leonard. And he gave me this map. What do you want to do?
We can't trust him, but we've got no other choice.
Here, take this too.
What's this?
Your father was holding it. What's the deal with Silent Hill anyway? It used to be a nice, quiet...
I have like 7
little
million
town.
things I need to send you.
You've been there?
Once, on a missing persons case.
His name was James.
Never did find him.
Stuck his hand in toilets.
And I'll tell you,
Thank you, Haunted
that's
Juice.
one screwed up town. What's wrong? Feeling sick?
She's remembering that she's Alessa.
Like the worst hangover ever.
Maybe your car's sick.
Yeah, I actually haven't
I'm just trying to remember.
played a lot of the later Silent Hill games.
My
Not later.
childhood.
But I haven't played a lot of Silent Hill games as much as people would think I would. I think this is my 3rd or 4th time playing Silent Hill 3.
A woman named Dahlia.
Ouch.
She tried to summon the ancient god of the town. She offered up her very own daughter. The girl gave birth to a god. You see, that girl had special powers.
The exposition
Powers?
scene.
She could make things happen with her mind. She could kill people just by wishing for it. But in the end, that God was killed by a single person. My father, Harry Mason. I guess it wasn't much of a God if it could be killed by a human being. But I think Claudia's trying to do the same thing again. And I've been chosen as the sacrifice.
Well,
You've
not
got
quite.
some kind of power in you two?
After the God was killed, the girl reappeared. She was holding a baby in her arms. Before she died, she gave the baby to my father.
You're right, he's a Silent Hill too.
He loved me just like I was his very own daughter, even though he didn't know who or what I was. It was so sudden.
I always found that interesting because
I never had a chance
Cheryl was also adopted.
to tell you how happy you made me.
So I just thought that perspective, I mean, obviously if like your 7-year-old daughter went missing and then fused with another human being and then disappeared and a new baby appeared, obviously be like a process to love that child, but I mean, Harry was already down with adoption.
I'm gonna head for that Leonard guy's house. You check out the hospital. Gonna be okay alone?
Are you sure it's not you who's afraid to be alone?
I mean, you are 17.
You're right. I am afraid. I'm 50-something years old. I never seen nothing like this.
Call this place Weird Foggy Town where freaky shit happens. It's actually the tagline in the fine print. Silent Hill, Resort Town,
Back here when you're finished looking around the
asterisk,
hospital. Okay?
Weird Foggy Place Town where freaky shit happens. Time to read literally one of the saddest things to ever exist. To my dear daughter, I hope this will never come to any use. Maybe it's better if you never know. But sometimes we have to tell the truth. That's why I'm writing this, before I'm lost in death and oblivion. What happened back then? That has something to do with who you are. It all started 24 years ago. Coming back from a vacation, my wife and I found a baby on the side of the highway. Since we were childless, we thanked God for letting us meet this child, this girl. 3 years later, my wife died. And another 4 years later, 17 years ago, I came to Silent Hill. I heard the girl's pleas and took her with me, not knowing why she wanted us to go there. And it was there the girl went away. Not that she actually went anywhere, nor did she die. Returned to her original self. That's what Dahlia Gillespie said. Original self. That was the young woman burned by her mother as a sacrifice to God, Alessa Gillespie. Half of her soul escaped in those flames and went on to live in a baby, in that girl of mine, of ours. 7 years passed before that half of a girl returned to Silent Hill and made Alessa whole again. Newly strengthened, she vowed to kill God. God, a fetus nestled into this sacrificial girl's womb, was summoned with the usual rites. This was Alessa's wish, no matter what the outcome, even if her own existence were at stake. But that wish was not granted. My interruption meant she prayed instead for the girl's return. I alone couldn't bring her back. Dahlia did it. I only helped at the birthing ceremony to bring God out of Alessa. The newly born God wailed once again and was dead. That's not the end. After God had vanished in a glow of light, Alessa reappeared and gave me a baby, and then Alessa was gone. Dead. There was nothing I could have done to help. I simply clutched the baby to my chest and ran off. The whole thing felt like a dream, but I had proof that it wasn't. Now 17 years have passed. It feels like only yesterday, and again it feels like a million years ago. I confess I had reservations at first about raising that baby. Could I love her? Her existence was thoroughly unexplainable. I thought, she could be that young woman who snatched away my beloved daughter. That led to sadness, anger. There were times when I put my hands around her tiny little throat. Several times I even considered abandoning her. That's what a terrible person I am. But then I decided to raise her after all. When you look at me, you laugh. So even now I can't forget about that girl. But I love you. I have no doubts about that. That's all I ask you to believe. To my precious daughter, Harry Mason. It just always makes me sad. It makes me sad because, like, it's actual insight into what Harry went through after losing Cheryl, where obviously you spent the entire game trying to get Cheryl back. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, now we want to go to the hospital. We have a good wheelchair. Wheelchair. Where's the person that was using it? Yes, it's the gun. I also love the wheelchair. Hate them in 4 because they attack you. Heather, my most sacred lover. I'm always watching you no matter where you are or what you may be doing. I have never lost sight of you. There's not a single person here who's right in the head. Not just in this hospital, I mean in all of Silent Hill. Except me, Stanley Coleman. Stanley, I have news for you. I think you might be a little crazy. You're correct about one thing, and that one thing is that everybody in this town is crazy. But you are incorrect about another thing, which is that you are not crazy. And on that note, we are actually done with our Silent Hill 3 stream for the day.